Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It's been a great night. Monday, it's live. Car stereo. What more could you ask for? I know, right? I know. It's fantastic. Here we go.
Yeah.
Lots of fanfare. How you doing, Fernando?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's good. That's all I want to hear.
Yeah.
If you're good, I'm good. Let's see how everybody else is doing. Ken says, good evening, everyone. Hope you had a great afternoon. Good day. Good day. My bench is sunny in Modesto. And you've been posting pictures. We've been having fun today. Good evening from Orlando. I hope everyone is having a great evening. Man, Evening, everyone. Happy Monday. It seems like everyone's in a good mood tonight. It's very strange. Very strange. Good evening. What's up, Mark? How you doing?
Hello.
Hi. The host has unmuted your mic. Did you mute my... Wait.
Did I? No, because this is mine.
That's weird.
Hello?
No.
I always mute my laptop, you see?
Evening, gents. Howdy, y'all. Yeah, I know, but it was weird. It's maybe you muted mine on accident.
Okay.
Audio was gone. You're back. Wow, that is strange. I don't even know where to begin. All good now.
I think it's your weather.
Oh, look at that.
I think it's the weather.
It's Brian. It's Brian's fault. It's Brian's fault. Anyways, yes. If we mouthed some hellos, hello, everyone. And I hope you had a,
you should play that.
I'm not starting over.
Come on. No, just pretend there is no audio.
No. Anyways, welcome to the show. Today, well, all right. So Saturday we had a fun time. We unboxed some things that irritated us or irritated me because somebody had decided it was really cool to take credit for one of our installs and made a video, and it was like the stupidest thing in the world. But
yeah,
today
let's talk about another
install. Okay, so we're gonna head over to one of my favorite places, which is the 12 Clean Wire Club.
Really?
Yeah. I love going to the 12 Clean Wire Club. I know you love it more because you go through the site and find
a dog.
I was gonna say, what happened here?
A dog.
Yeah. There's a dog. He's having fun. 12 Clean Wire Club. There we go. Okay, so he goes through and he finds cars and stuff to make pictures and to make there and
great installs.
And the one thing I have to say is, I'm going to pull this one up. It's right here. This looks fantastic, right? He did a great job. T-Spec, got some match amplifiers, got some Helix stuff. It's brought to you by DNF Tool Drawer, the place where you can go find all the cool tools. And this was Campy that made this, right? So
Daniel
Campy.
Yep.
Just goes by Camp. Yep. I know him personally.
Yeah.
There again, didn't know this was his. He told me. Well, so somebody decided that they were upset because another picture didn't make it to the top of the page. And I was like, well, that's dumb. And it is dumb because the thing you have to keep in mind is there's 52 weeks in a year. And I know you'd think it'd be easy to find 52 pictures to put at the top of the page, but you'd be wrong.
No.
You'd be wrong. So just because you put up an amazing thing and you didn't get it that week, that doesn't mean you won't get it next week or the week after or the week after.
Mm-hmm.
So just calm your tits, okay? Just slow it down. Because not everyone, does a great job. Some people don't. They do an okay job. And we want great jobs. And the other one was a great job too. And I have no doubt that it won't make it to the top of the page. But, you have to slow your roll. Definitely got to ignore the crybabies. I'm more or less trying to give him a helpful hint that it's like, dude, just because you didn't make it this week doesn't mean you won't make it the next week or the week after or the week after. You're assuming somebody puts up amazing stuff all the time. They don't. So anyways, congratulations. Keep trying. Always keep trying. And let's move on to the first sponsor and let's answer some questions. If you got questions, now's a great time to get them into the queue. so that we don't run out of time. But this first Q&A portion is brought to you by the fine folks at Moscone-America.com or Gladen.com. Either one you'd like to go to, you can find out about all the cool tools that they use. Let's see, BJ's, Red Robin, or Thai.
BJ's,
Red Robin, or Thai.
Thai? Oh,
I was thinking
Thai.
Thai. Yeah, Thai.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Thai. Anyways, head over to Moscone-America.com. And also, if you didn't catch Saturday's show, we did do a DSP talk, which will be extracted at some point, headed over to DNF Car Stereo Clips, the other fun page. And you can learn about how to bridge your amplifier, your DSP amplifier at that.
Yeah.
So definitely check it out. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, let's dig deep into some questions. You got any so far?
No.
You sure? I saw one.
Really?
Yeah. I saw a Durango question. But I'm going to go. Hold on. I'm going to do this. Good afternoon, gents. Hummingbirds are fed, about to feed myself and settle down to watch the show. Ooh, hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are cool. I've always wanted to take pictures of hummingbirds.
Okay, got the Durango.
Okay. Scrolling down. I haven't submitted any pics. How come I haven't been put at the top of the page? I know, right? I mean,
You're
we could.
You're next.
What's up, Austin?
Yo.
What's up? The technology struggle is real. Yes, it is. It's been one of those days. Yes. So this morning, the Dodge Ram. All right, so we had this Dodge Ram in that you guys saw on Saturday, okay? And all we had to do was swap out an amplifier, and we did it like 4 years ago. We figured out we did it 4 years ago, and the amplifier died. And I think the amplifier, when it died, took out a couple speakers. It happens. Who knows? Or the speakers died, and that's why the amplifier died. Could have been that too. One of those two scenarios. But anyways, it was a Dodge. What's up, Chris? So between now and then, I had a laptop go bad. But I managed to get, hello, Mary Lou. I managed to get all my files off of that and onto a thumb drive. But then I misplaced the thumb drive. So my goal this weekend was to go home and try to find the thumb drive. Now I found the thumb drive. So I was so excited. The tune was on the thumb drive. So all I had to do this morning was come in, plug in the tune, and everything would be good. But it wasn't. Because as it turns out, which we knew before we left on Saturday, so we took it out and we plugged the Amp Pro back in. But then I didn't realize I also had unplugged the remote turn on, so I had to go and unplug the remote turn on. And apparently, we had also taken a speaker out of the door that was bad, and we didn't put it back in. And nobody knows where the bracket went for it. That happened, so we had to make a new bracket. And then it turns out the driver's speaker was also bad, so we had to take that one out and put a new speaker in. And I was like, oh my gosh.
And then I cracked the bracket, so he didn't have to make another bracket.
He goes, hey man, your bracket cracked. I go,
it cracked.
Yeah, just exploded, just like that.
I mean, hey, it was a shitty bracket. So I just put too much into the screw.
It happens. It's not a big deal.
Acrylic.
You know,
they should make a better acrylic. All right.
Yes.
Here we go. Stage 0, 2018 Dodge Journey.
Yep.
Yeah,
just like
that's
the
what
shoe
I
store.
said.
Yep.
With the factory Alpine system. Eventually, we'll get a full upgrade, but for now, I'm just going to add an amplifier.
So,
it is okay to pull a high level from the factory sub, or should I use an LC2I?
Okay, so I'm going to save you a whole bunch of money in the future. All right, first things first, an LC2I is not the answer to this question, okay? If you're planning on adding a subwoofer to this, just go buy, and you have the Alpine system, so you can do this. Go buy the Amp Pro. Spend the extra money and get an Amp Pro, okay? It's a couple $100 more, I know. But the reality is you're going to need this piece at some point anyway. So if you go buy an LC2I, you're going to throw your money away because you can't use it in the future. If you just go buy the Amp Pro now, you can leave all the factory Alpine stuff playing. It will give you 6-channel preamp out, so you can just plug in for the sub. And everything else will still work. Everything else will still work. So if all you're doing is adding a sub, get the Amp Pro now. Okay, it plugs in behind the radio. It'll give you 6-channel preamp out. Plug in for the sub. All your Alpine plays. And so when you're ready to upgrade from the Alpine to more amplifiers, you're not wasting any money. Because if you go buy an LC2i, first off, you're going to hook it up to the factory system. The factory system sucks. It has a high pass filter. It has bass roll off. It has active. It has loudness, which is so you're going to try to have to figure out how to use AccuBass. Good luck. And so it's just going to be a nightmare. Or spend a couple bucks more, get the Pack Amp Pro now, and then everything will be great for the future. So you'll actually save money. Think of it that way. But no, that's what I would do in that situation. And if you don't do that, I can't help you. Can't help you. It should be bad. Buenos tardes, muchachos.
Hello.
Good evening. Hi. Dean, which microphone you use when tuning a system? Audio controls, Mike. So, yeah. I still like the DMRTA. I like it. I know how to use it. I'm proficient with it. So that's what I use. Now, what do we also have? So, there again, depending on what we're doing. So if we're doing a Audison system, we use the Behringer mics. Mm-hmm. So we have a Behringer mic system that works exceptionally well with the Audison. The Audio-Tech Fisher, we used to have, we had whatever they sent us for a mic, but apparently they have a new mic, and I'm just waiting for Jeff to sell me one. So as soon as we get that, then of course that's what we use for that. And then we also have Barney. So if we do Moscone stuff and we want to go Barney, we have the Barney head. I have the Andy head. I have Andy's mics. I buy all the mics. I mean, we try them. I just always fall back to what I like and what I get good results out of. And
Where are all the mics?
And we have the JL thing, the Tune Max.
And Max.
Yeah, we haven't ever used that.
Helix.
But
everything.
Yeah, we buy them all.
You have everything.
There again, I go with what I like. We have all the USB-C mics too, and the Lightning mics that don't plug in anything anymore, except for like old iPads. So here's the thing: pick something that you like, figure out how to use it. Don't worry about what I'm using, and just go with there. I mean, if you're looking for like a nice mic that isn't a lot of money, the Behringer system that we use. It's fantastic. It's a little preamp. It's a microphone. We know which one of these is.
What?
Behringer system.
This
one?
No.
Yeah, I think it's this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought that was the orange one.
Oh yeah, it might be.
That's
the oscilloscope.
That's the oscilloscope. That's the orange one right there in the bottom.
Is it that one?
I think so.
We should label these things.
Yeah, that would be smart.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I remember. That was the orange one.
Good call. So you have a bunch of these cases that harbor everything. So this is the Behringer piece here. This is the preamp that takes the regular microphone out to USB. So this is the Behringer Euphoria UM2. Behringer Euphoria UM2. This will plug into a laptop or an iPad. And then this is the Behringer ECM 8000. And then this is if you just want a USB mic. This one's really nice. This is the Mini DSP UMIK1. So this will just plug right into like an iPad or a phone or something like that because it's just a USB-C out. This one was cool. I like that one because you can literally just put this one in there and make a really inexpensive tuning kit because you can just plug it into, like I said, an iPad. And just set it right there and do that, or a laptop, whichever you prefer. As you can see, they look very similar.
I mean, the audio control looks the same.
Yeah, the audio control, which is the Studio 6.
Thing. Yeah.
Dude, Studio 6 mics. Oh my god, dude, they got one.
Yeah.
They got their new one that they just came out with. It's like $1,200. I'm like, just move on. Move on.
Change the page.
Yeah. Yeah, $1,200 for USB-C mic. Oh my god, that would be fantastic. You guys are always talking about what we have in our vehicles. What are you gentlemen currently running in your vehicles for speakers? So, the running joke is that I haven't had a stereo in a car in a very long time.
20 years.
Feels like. Probably close. Fernando's had a bunch of stereos. So his car is what we call the Lab. So we have a playlist called the Lab, Car Stereo Lab. And for a while it was his G35. Currently it is his, he has a VW Taos.
Mm-hmm.
And the Taos is currently running some Morel speakers. Which
in
is
a radio.
In a
Sony radio 9500.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So my Mustang is, we're actually going to start the videos for that this week. So it is going to have current. So we pull things in and out of these cars. So
Mhm.
it's not like anything stays in there. So the first thing to go into the Mustang is going to be the new JVC direct replacement, which we're going to start filming that this week. And you guys will get the first of a multi-part series with that because it's a lot to unpack. And then for an amplifier, I have the Arc Audio Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Falcon will go in there in the back and just kind of chill out. And we'll kind of walk you through the process of all of those. And then speaker-wise, right off the bat, I might do some Arc Audio AS because I have the center channel and all that fun stuff. And I want to build that system with the center channel and all of that. So we'll see how that goes. I also have a bunch of Morel carbon elates. So at some point. Okay.
All right.
Go Lions. Hell yeah. 22 Tacoma. I have a Key 200 bi-amp mode and a CX401. Thinking about replacing with the Kicker LX5 channel. Worth it? Any advice? So I don't know if I would replace it. I might use it as a line driver into my LX5 because the LX5 does not have a DSP built into it. So any of the equalization that the Key is doing, you're going to lose. However, this is the nice thing. The LX can take 40 volts of input, which means you could turn the gains down on the 200 and run the output of that amplifier directly into the high-level input on the LC5 and keep everything that you have EQ-wise, but with just more power. This is actually something Kicker recommends doing because, at the time they still don't have any DSP. So, and then if, yeah, you could do that. You could totally do that. But the question I would ask, and this is the one thing I would ask, is are we ever going to add rear speakers? Because you might want to just go up to the 7 channels so you could add rear speakers back into the mix. I don't know. If not, the 5 channels is the way to go, for sure. Hey guys, I have an Audio Control LC5 1300 and a Kenwood 6903s in the front doors and my factory Alpine speakers in the rear. Any suggestions on a good DSP? Yeah, actually. Yeah, it's close enough. Arc Audio. This DSP that you see right here. This is the Arc Audio new PS68. Okay, and it is a cost-effective in the Arc Audio world of DSPs. It's a 6-in, 8-out, no frills as far like it still has Toslink input, still has digital input, and it still has the DNA software that comes on every single Arc Audio. But they've taken out all of the little expansion cards for like Wi-Fi and stuff like that, and really tried to make it as affordable as possible and as badass as possible because you can get into this thing and do some amazing stuff. It's a great piece for you to grow off of. So if you decide you want to do like rear speakers, it has an up mixer built into it if you ever want to add a center channel or anything like that. So it's a 6 to 8. Comes at a really nice price. And you can check it out where, Fernando?
And arcaudio.com.
There you go.
Yes. No, I was reading this.
Hello, guys. Hope all is well.
What's up,
Dean,
Miguel?
like your idea on the podcast, aircraft carrier, 2 Nighthawks and 1 black. Oh, I know, right? And a Falcon? Yeah. So you didn't hear that part of the podcast. So we were talking about I don't know what, because that's typically how the podcast goes. And we had talked about it before. Where I said, it'd be really cool is if, like in the vein of Phoenix Gold, where they would just look around and they'd be like, we got all these amplifiers we need to sell. And they'd be like, I have an idea. Let's just make a super amplifier and we'll call it something special and we'll move all these amplifiers out. Now, Arc Audio doesn't have these problems. They're selling all of the stuff that they can make as fast as they can make it, which is fine. But I said to Brian, what would be really cool is a one heat sink that just has like a Blackbird, a Nighthawk, and a Nighthawk.
That one right there?
Yeah.
That big heat sink?
Same thing. Well, just take the Blackbird heat sink, Nighthawk heat sink, and just not cut it into 3.
Right.
It could still have all of the, you need 3 power wires, you need all that, but it's just one heat sink.
Okay.
And then I said, or you could do a Falcon and 2, so you could have the air and call it the aircraft carrier. Because the jets, the whole thing. And so we have this. I think the Falcon might be too long, but I know that the Blackbird and the Nighthawk with 2 that would be about that long. That wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I mean that would be that big, man.
I mean, it would
power wire and everything.
No, but it wouldn't be that big. It wouldn't be that big. Are you kidding me?
The other side.
Oh, it's right here. Where's the tape measure?
2 of those?
3 of these.
3 of them.
Because the Nighthawks are the same size as the Blackbird. So this guy is 10 1/4 inches. So that's 30. So we'll just say 31 inches. 31 inches. Yeah. So hang on. So yeah, it's as long as this amplifier.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'd be perfect. It's perfect. I mean,
and then you can put it under the seat.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, who cares? I mean, I think that would be cool as hell.
No. Like
have one centerpiece, but you just have all the ends are the same. So all of this is just the same. Because you're not redesigning the amplifier. In the past, what they would have done is they would have just dumped all your wires out of the ends because we ran wires out of the amplifiers that didn't have terminals. So we don't need a bunch of. It doesn't have to be overthought. It's just one heatsink, man. One heatsink. Put a stripe down the center.
That will be like a special order. That you can just
limited edition.
Just
call it the aircraft.
Slide those amplifiers like that.
Yeah, it would be so cool.
Yeah. Puerto Rico, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. Chris is going on a diet.
Trying to downsize. What?
Yes. He's going on a diet. He's trying to downsize. Go, Chris. We're so proud of you.
I don't think it's what he's talking about.
I think it's what he's talking about.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he would order one for sure. I mean, who wouldn't? I think that'd be cool as hell. I
think what he's trying to get rid of is the 2Q class.
No, I think he's going on a diet.
Karate diet? Yeah.
Yeah, pull the end plates and connect them with roll pins. No, just one. No, it can't be cut. It can't be cut because that screws it up. This is 1990s. Prestige 1990 stuff, man. Just one heat sink, done.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It has to be like ordered. You cannot make.
Listen, they have smart people that work there. They could figure this out.
I know, but not everybody's gonna do that.
I'm not worried about everybody.
Yeah,
it just can't be cut.
It's like $3,000 for the sink for the heat sink.
No, it would. It would be. It would be this. It wouldn't be any. Dude. It would be cool.
Yeah.
It would be cool.
Sure.
Okay. Anyways. All right. Hold on. I'm going to just go right here. Hey, I asked about volume on a 24 Gladiator the other day. Sorry, I asked it dump. Don't. Do you think the Exelons can handle full power from the factory radio, or should I dial it back a little bit? I would probably not go full power on there. No, so, all right, here's the thing. When it comes to the factory radio, typically factory radios are 15, 20 watts tops, if that, and they're not putting in a lot of speakers. Your speaker can handle a lot more power than what that factory is going to deliver it to, but you're still limited by the performance of the factory speaker. Now, I know in a Jeep there are times when people will get in there and they will turn it all the way up. And for the most part, if you're playing the right music, you're going to be okay. Okay. It's not bad. But I would go with caution. Any time you turn the volume up, it's not a matter of the number. It's just a matter of how it sounds. If it's not, making weird sounds, you're probably safe. I mean, my factory system goes up to like 40, I think, 39, 40. And I only know this because it stays there pretty much all the time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
crank it up. There again, just use caution. DNF, what's the biggest, best products you have some R&D involvement in?
I think we talk about that on Saturday.
Well, yeah, but this is R&D, research and development. So okay, so here's the thing. Honestly, I don't know why I said honestly. Hold on. All right, so here's how this works when it comes to us involved in R&D. There's a couple different stages of research and development. Most of the companies they'll either ask us at the very beginning of, hey, what do you think about this? Or they'll ask us at the very end and go, what do you think about this? Now, what that means is if you come to me in the beginning, it's usually 2 or 3 years before a product is actually going to, we're still whiteboarding this thing. And so half the time we don't even remember or know what it was, or it's changed so many times before it comes out, and one little section of what they talked to us about might actually be in the product. We don't know. So when a manufacturer comes to us and asks us what we think, we typically will ask a couple follow-up questions like, where are we on the project? Is this a new product that you're planning, or is this a product that already exists and you just want validation? Because that's important. That's going to depend on how we answer the question. If all they want is validation, then we know we have to tread differently than if we're dreaming. So a lot of the times when a manufacturer asks us for advice in the beginning stages, we shoot for the moon, just like they're doing. And then they will reel it down. And they usually most manufacturers have pretty good questions about what they want or what they think. And it could be something simple, like, hey, what do you think about this? Or how important it is to do that? And so a lot of these questions just come up, and we have no idea half the time what they're pertaining to. Like, we don't know if that's a line of speakers, if they're fixing a speaker. So a lot of it is still hush-hush, or we don't even know what it is we're answering questions on. So, but then on the flip side of that, a lot of the times we get brought in at the end. And by then it's too late for us to actually make a valid recommendation. We know that the only thing that they're looking for is us to say, oh, this sounds great. Or, might want to go tune that again? So, yeah, it's pretty funny. Good one for you. Okay. I'm installing an inverter. Ooh, a charger. A water pump for shower. Ooh, in parallel with my stereo. Would you wire the amp directly from the battery, or can I run a 0 from the battery to the dust, to the pump, I'm guessing? So anytime you put an inverter in a stereo with amplifiers, you run the risk of noise when the inverter turns on. Like when we used to do that back in the day for like PS2s and PS3s, or just like a big 30, 40-inch TV, the inverters would just make tons of noise, and it sucked. So it really doesn't matter where the power wire comes into this. Like if you just want to run one big power wire back, I mean, think of it like a boat, okay? That's where you're at. You're building a boat in a car. So you're going to put a big power inverter in it. You're going to put some amplifiers in it. So it's all one wire. So it really doesn't matter where you break it apart. The problem is how good is the equipment and whether or not you're going to have noise. And it's no amount of power wire is going to change that. So if you just want to run a giant zero gauge back, put distribution back there, and tag everything off of it, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's not going to matter. So hopefully it's good stuff and you don't have noise. Hi, gents. Can a 6x9 be a part of a 3-way SQ setup with a 2.7 and a tweeter for a Yukon? What set will you pick? Amp is kicker 7-channel. 100%. A 6x9. Why would you not? We do it all the time. Now, as far as what 6x9 to choose with a 2.5 and a tweeter, it's really going to depend on what the other speakers are. Like, so for example, like Kicker sells that system right there. You can get a 6x9, a tweeter, and a 2 3/4. Like it's a set that you could buy already done. Um, Arc Audio has the AS series, and they are going to come out with a 6x9, but they currently don't have one. But they have the 2.5, 2 3/4, and a tweeter. Kenwood has the 6x9 with the 2 3/4. You can add a tweeter to it. Doesn't come with one. JL Audio has the new 6x9 $500 thing that seems pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But there's plenty of companies out there. Audison makes a 6x9 inch mid bass. I think Helix has a 6x9 inch mid bass or an 8 inch. So yeah, there's no reason why you couldn't. Morel has a 6x9 with a tweeter that you can add their CCW 2 3/4 to. So yeah, there's a ton. Take your pick. But yes, you can do it. Hey, Dean, do you know what a shelf filter and how to use it? Yes, I do. Trying to think who has the best example of a shelf filter that I can show you. Kenwood has a really good version of it built into their head unit, but that doesn't help me. Hang on 1 second. Okay. So a shelf filter allows you, it kind of like if you're going to draw a shelf filter, it's going to kind of look like a crossover on a piece of paper. Because what you're doing is you have a point that everything to the right or left, depending on whether it's a high shelf or a low shelf, and there's a bandpass shelf as well, is going to be adjusted. And what a shelf filter allows you to do is streamline your tuning, which is like, wait, what? So, for example, let's say you get done with your tune and you have, let's say, coaxials or a component set that uses a passive crossover, or you have a mid-range and a tweeter, and there's a ton of adjustments in there, and you need to make a big adjustment, but you don't want to adjust 10 bands of equalization or 20 bands of equalization. That's where a shelf filter comes in handy. There's also other reasons for it in the subwoofer side, which I can show you. All right, where's it at? Nope. Tone control. All right, let's pick channels. Outputs 1. Oh, let's just do outputs 1 and 2. All right, and then we'll raise this up. It's at 5,000 tools, and then we'll go plot, and we'll do all of this. No, we don't want phase. Tone. Let's go back to here. Let's go to EQ. Advanced. Yeah, let's pick channels 1 and 2. And then we'll go here. High shelf. All right, let's see what this looks like on the plot. Tools. Plot. Oh, I know why, because the crossover is engaged. Crossover. Here we go. All right, let me go into here and shut off the crossovers. Yes. Yes. Okay.
So you want to screen share it, I think?
I'm going to. I just want to, before I do this, I want to. Whoa. How did I do that? I don't know how I did that. That was pretty neat. Tools plot. All right. Try to get this to where I can show Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so let's take a look at this on. This is the Arc Audio DNA software. And what the DNA software gives us the ability to do is uh, every EQ band can be a parametric EQ, a all pass 2 and all pass 1, a low shelf and a high shelf. And in the DNA software, they have an advanced tab which gives you five x six, seven, six extra EQ bands. That's these over here. So these are extra bands. And this is where a shelf filter really comes in handy. Now there is also a shelf filter already built into it in the tone controls right here for high shelf. So there's already one in here. But some of these processors are going to be set up like this. Like Moscone is set up like this. Helix is set up like this, where they're in the EQ bands. So we'll just do it from here. Now, one of the things that they also have is this, which is called plot. And plot allows us to show you what is actually happening. And so this line right here that goes up. So the green line is flat, like that's just one of the other speakers. And then this white line that is going up is the high shelf. So this is a 32,000, 33.2. And we can go in and we can change this to 5,000. And that'll move the high shelf over. We could change the Q, which is this line right here, and how it transitions up. So if we want a slow burn up into it, or if we want a high burn, like immediately, so like we have a Q of 1 right here. We can change that to 9. And now that is going to steepen. See how that wall changed? See how that got so much steeper? And you'll notice there's a little dip here. All right. So, but if we come over and we change this to let's say 1,000. All right, we'll put this Q at something. Where do we have it? Let's just do 4. Oh, it's just 1 point. It's just staying. So now it's doing some other weird stuff. Okay, now it's getting into other channels and doing weird things. But the point is it's bringing up everything all in one time, as opposed to having to go and adjust a whole bunch of bands. So this can allow you to do some quick adjustments if you don't have a lot of EQ power, so to speak. And there again, that's a shelf filter. It's doing all of this. Now on the opposite side of things, you can use it for a subwoofer. So if you change this to a low shelf, so let's say you have a car with a factory radio and it has crappy bass, this will go the other way. So let's set this to 80 hertz. And so now what it's done is it looks kind of like a crossover, right? That looks like a diagram of a crossover where it's raising all of that energy from that factory sound. Of course, we can turn it down, like it's way up there. So like we could just add this to, let's say, a factory system, and this would solve everything. This would fix the high pass filter that's built into the car. So high shelf, low shelf can be very handy. But like I said, in the Arc Audio software, you just have these 3 features right here, and these are 3 shelf filters. And what you can do is you can tell it what channels you want it to pertain to. So, and you can do that in the EQ software as well, and all of the higher end DSPs will allow you to do that. Now, if you want a radio that has a shell filter built into it, the Exelon 10-inch screens and the 8-inch screen, all of the direct replacement, all has their extra parametric EQ, and one of the features that it has is a shell filter. So you can have it built into your radio. The base model Kenwood Exelons also have a negative shell filter. And you say, why would they have a negative shell filter? So the idea is it's on channels 1 and 2. And if you're going into a passive crossover network and your tweeter is too high, they have a negative shell filter so that you can bring the volume of just the tweeters down on the front 2 channels. Alpine has that also in their new radios, like the 507, 509, and 511. They have a negative shell filter for channels 1 and 2. Anyways, hope that answered the question. We all learned about shell filters today. They can be your friends. I'll give you a slow burn. How you doing, Mike? Okay, next. I did that all without being able to see that laptop. That was pretty amazing. Would you guys ever consider taking in an apprentice installer or having someone type of installer specific training apart from your videos, which already help a lot, of course? Thank you, guys. So probably not anything in here just because we're working on customers' cars, and that'd be an insurance thing. As far as like training and stuff like that, we do trainings, but we do them at places like MasterTech Expo or Knowledge Fest or Mobile Solutions, soon at Arc Audio's headquarters. Yeah, that would be a fun one. Because I enjoy training, so I would love to do that. It's just a matter of finding some place to do it. Yeah. Next. What causes turn-off pop and how can it be fixed? Turn-off pop can be a bunch of things. There are some that are electronics, meaning your product is not great, and there's others that's a sequencing issue. So with the sequencing issue, I feel like today is show and tell. With the sequencing issue, there is a piece to fix it. It is from Access. It is called a AX-PS. If you can't find it on Amazon, just give Paul at 5 Star a call here, and he can send it to you. And it's this little guy right here. It has an LCD display screen on it. We do have a video that shows you exactly how to use this. And what this will fix is the sequencing issue. So, for example, sometimes what happens is everything just turns on, and the inrush of current causes a pop, turn on pop. Okay, or a turn off pop. Everything just shuts off at once and it pops. So what this device allows you to do is add a delay. So meaning when you turn the car off, it will keep the amplifier on or something on for up to 5 minutes. It's fully adjustable. And that will hopefully, when it goes to shut down, either one of two things is going to happen. It's going to fix the pop, or it's going to be so far, you're going to be so far away from the car, you're not even notice it popping. It happens. There are some tests you can do to figure out what is the pop and what is causing it. One of them is to disconnect the remote turn on from the amplifier that is the culprit and put a jumper from the constant 12 volts and have it so where you can control the remote turn on. So what that means is you would power up the amplifier with the constant 12 volts. You turn the stereo off, wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pull the remote turn on. And if you don't get a pop, then you know a sequencing issue is there, and you can use something like that piece to fix it. Now, if you get a pop, wait a longer amount of time. So maybe wait, a minute or two and see if you disconnect it. If the pop doesn't happen, then okay, I need this amp to stay charged for a while, let the capacitors dump down a little bit, and then turn the amplifier off. And there again, that piece will fix it. There could also be a conflict of interest between two amplifiers. So one amplifier could be backfeeding into the other amplifier. In some cases, you need to put a diode between them to prevent that from happening. This will also fix that. So, hi, can Toslink cause speaker pop? Not that I've ever seen. It shouldn't. Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, it's actually the lowest signal possible. So I don't know. I mean, there are lower signals. It's pretty low signal, but no, it's usually. I've never had that happen. That would be weird. Um, Elias, I just want to say to you guys you, my friend, are doing a great job today. Why is my Sirius XM satellite radio keep saying no signal in a 2023 Chrysler? Well, if it's the factory antenna that it's using, it's probably the factory antenna is bad. If it's an aftermarket and you're plugged into it, it could be a couple things. It could be the adapter that they use to go from your factory to the aftermarket radio. That could cause it because it's a $3 part. But if it's a new car, everything's factory. You need to go back to the dealer with that one because that's going to be that's not going to be good. That means that there's bad something somewhere. Um, and that's not easy to just like, hey, let's just try to no. Yeah. I have a 1992 Chevy S10. I bet you do. With a fiberglass windowless topper. Oh, I'm putting in 4-kicker L7s with a kicker 3001. Should I face the subs up in a sealed enclosure, then travel through a sealed tunnel into the truck? Okay, I have no idea. This is one of those things where I am not a bass head. I haven't done bass head things in a very long time. Um, I can give you some advice no matter which way you plan on facing them. If you plan on facing them up or forward or wherever, the baffle is the most important thing, as you've probably surmised. The other thing, too, if you do fire them up, the baffle that they're firing up into, so basically you're creating a horn, you have to make sure that thing is extremely rigid. Just like when you see bass head guys that have all those bars that connect the seal, so it connects the two together. That's why it's there, because if this moves at all, it's going to cancel out these. So that's the one thing you have to think about is if that top chamber cannot move.
You want to put you on next?
Yes, that would be fantastic. This next segment is brought to you by the fine folks at focal-america.com. If you're looking for best-in-class speakers to make your car sound the most amazing possible way it can do, well, look no further than Focal. They have something for everybody at every price point along the way, and, well, pretty much every sound that you could possibly want. And that is, you want good, or great, or amazing. Check them out at focal-america.com. What you see above me is one of our best-selling speakers of all time, which is the Focal Evo Flax. Oh my gosh. These things are fantastic, easy to install, fit in factory vehicles without modifying and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. They do. They fit. They're small. That's them all. Anyways,
Okay.
You can find them at focal-america.com. In that Forerunner you did last week with that Moscone 1000 amp, a lot of power for the JL box. Thanks. Not really. No. I mean, the thing you have to keep in mind is that, it's going to sound crazy, we have a volume knob for it. We have more gains than we know what to do with on it. So it was never going to see 1,000 watts. All right? It's not going to happen. The nice thing is because of the DSP, we can control the volume that goes to the subwoofer. So, yeah, it sounded great. It was fantastic. So, have you used the Sounds Good Stereo 8-inch adapters for the Toyota doors? No. Have I held them in my hand and looked at them? Yes. But no, we have not used those. The only time we'd use those is if somebody brought them in, and no one's brought those in. But I have seen them. I've looked at them, and I've gone, oh, wow, these are cool. So, but they're nice. So, I mean, if you're looking for a set, go ahead and pick them up. Arc Audio versus Audison DSP amps. So, there are some subtle differences between the two, right? And a lot of it comes down into the EQ portion of it. So, they're both iData compatible. So, they're both going to have that parametric section. So, Arc Audio has the I'm not parametric, that so the extra EQ. All right, let me start over. Let me get my head straight here. All right, so both are iData compatible. They both have the extra features. So Arc Audio calls that tone control. When you're using a iData piece, the tone control gets shut off because that becomes your basement shuffle controls for your radio. In the Audison, they have a feature also, and it's not called extra EQ. There's another name for it. It's got a pretty rainbow on it. It's like 6 bands of EQ adjustment, and that is also there for iData. So they both have this master EQ section that you can play with. It's implemented a little differently. Now, as far as the EQ goes, they both have input EQ. They both have the main EQ. You can bring channels together, take channels apart. User wise, Audison uses a lot of pictures. Everything's pictures, but you hover over the pictures and an explanation will pop up. But they do have a lot of pictures. They have 15 band EQs for everything. So no matter what you're doing, it's always a 15 band EQ. They do have a feature though to where you can set it as a 1/3 octave EQ between crossover points, which I think is genius. That way, it will read. So if you let's say you had a crossover from mid bass that was 80 to 350, it will reassign all of the EQ points as a 1/3 octave EQ between those two crossover points. So which is great. So you're not losing out on anything because you don't have 30 bands of equalization and extra EQ and all that fun stuff. The one big feature that the Audison has over the Arc Audio is it does give you the ability to do the accordo, which is their auto tuning. So there's that. Outside of that, though, they're both very highly advanced EQs with DSP built into them. There are more options in the Audison than there are in the Arc. Arc just has the Falcon and the Blackbird, so they have a 12 to 16 and an 8 to 12. And then they have the Nighthawk, which is a 2-channel. So with those 3 amplifiers, they feel they can appease most combinations of what you're trying to do. Whereas Audison has like 2 different versions. They have a C and an M, so they have more amplifiers, and it's basically power separates the two, which Arc now has in the X2 line. So they have the X2 808, which is, even though it's a physically bigger amplifier, it's a smaller power amplifier. So we now also have the X2 that will allow us to expand upon having companion amplifiers like Audison does. So now you have the whole X2 line. You can design this. And the one thing that Arc has over Audison is a big freaking sub amp. Audison's the 1,000 watt is as big as you're going to get. Arc Audio has the X2 2500 or 3K or something like that. So if you're into big subs, Arc. But yeah, so there's a couple differences there. When is the next full build coming out? I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about install diaries. There's an install diaries going almost all the time. So as far as that form of video is always happening. And they vary depending on what we decide to film. Sometimes, like the one we have going now, is a pretty straightforward, like a key build and an F-150. I think is the one that's happening in the videos right now. Before that, it was more bigger build stuff that happens day in day out. Those go over into Instagram. Like today, you got the Forerunner from last week. That's just a recap of what we did in that. It just varies. Like what we feel like recording. There's always something going on. What's going in the Mustang with the Falcon? So the radio for now is going to be the JVC direct replacement 8-inch screen. And speaker wise, I'm really leaning towards getting the Arc Audio AS because they have all the speakers that I need to go in, and I don't have to make a bunch of modifications to the car, which I don't want to do. I just want to put a stereo in it and start playing with it. So yeah, there's that. When are you adding standalone DSP epicenter and such? Where do you get power for these? Typically, hopefully there's some form of distribution for it. I mean, it only draws like 2.5, 3 amps of current. So, if you don't have that, you can come off of the ferrule. Like if you're using ferrules for your power wire, you can bring wires out of the ferrules that are going to the main power wires and put fuse, little 2 amp or 3 amp fuse in line with your main amplifier power. That's an easy way to do that. How do you wire a zero gauge to a 12-volt battery under the back seat that is next to the hybrid? That's kind of a big wire. I mean, for a hybrid specifically. So I'm assuming it's some kind of a Toyota or a Hyundai or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, you hook it up like anything else. It's just a ring terminal. You're gonna hook it up anyway. You're gonna use the factory bolts and connect it. The thing you have to keep in mind though is, what is that zero gauge going off to? Is the car even capable of powering a big system in there? Some of these hybrids, which they don't even have an alternator. They have, it's like a generator, and they don't produce a ton of current. So you have to be careful when putting big systems into these cars. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've put some really big systems in Priuses back in the day that were really stupid, with extra batteries and stuff like that. But you may have to plug them into the wall. Have you done an install in the new Blazer? No, I don't think so. Do you remember doing anything in a Blazer?
The new Blazer? No, we haven't done nothing.
I was going to say, I don't think the Blazer's made its rounds yet. It's one of those weird cars that...
When you buy Haley with the one, then we can do something.
Sure. Yeah. I'm not buying her one. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you for the 10.
I'll take the 10. It's all good.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Right here.
Okay. Question. El Fuego. What should we tip our installers for a job well done? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, that's tough, right? Okay, so we've turned into this weird tipping society, right? Like everything you do now, it's like it automatically pops up and says, "Would you like to tip me?" Like counter service, they're not doing anything. You took your order. Do I need to tip them, or am I tipping the wait? Am I tipping the guy in the back? Or is the whole staff like, "Hey, everyone, I'm giving you $10 for just doing a good job"? I don't know how this all breaks down. Am I paying the cashier? Where is the tip going? So this new tipping way of doing things that happened since COVID is very strange. I typically do it because I don't want to be that guy.
And it's tax free now, so it's good.
It's not tax free.
Yeah,
it's not. So if you feel like giving somebody a tip, it should be something you're comfortable with. Like I don't think, like, money is money. I don't really care. If somebody throws us a 5, they throw us a 5. If they throw us a 20, they throw us a 20. If they throw a hundo, it's a hundo. I mean, I don't ever expect to get a tip for doing my job, because you paid me to do this job, and I'm going to do the best job that I can possibly do. But I know that there's people out there that work for the tip, and we're not those people. We're not working for the tip. We're working just because this is what we're paid to do. When I go on a cruise, I know the guy cleaning my room is working for a tip, and so I'm going to tip him. If he does a great job, I'm going to give him a great tip. We have people that are tippers. They're guys that give us tips, and
we appreciate it.
We appreciate, yeah, we do. We love it a lot. I mean,
for me, it's like if you actually clean your car and do
I almost want to tip you.
Exactly.
That's
it's like, hey, please.
It's like, hey, oh my God, you cleaned your car.
Yeah,
oh!
yeah.
That's better than a 20, because I mean, I want to take the 20 that you're going to give me and get your car clean.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I've found that I find funny with the whole tipping thing is, so we'll negotiate what we're going to do, right? And sometimes we've negotiated, and we're like walking this fine line, like we're at $10, and then they'll tip you like $100, and you'll be like, or $100 a piece, and you'll look at it and go, "You get $200? Like, I appreciate the tip, but we could have done something else in your car."
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, don't give me money. Let's spend the money.
I get a paycheck every 2 weeks, so
yeah. 10K install. Yeah, I mean,
oh no, you got a 710K install.
I mean, that's fantastic. Yeah,
hey, look, that's fantastic. I mean, listen, some people out there, Mike, you're so bad. Some people out there are tippers, and I appreciate any time.
Mike is a tipper.
Yeah, he's just a tip. That's why I was a kid. I appreciate any tip we get. It's fantastic. Like I appreciate when people like the $10 that we got here. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, it's always it is always nice because it just shows your appreciation. It's like, hey, listen, you guys worked really hard. You went above and beyond. You made me happy. Here's my thanks for doing that. And that's great. Like I love it when somebody does that because that lets me know that, oh crap, hey, we did a really good job and he's super happy. Cool.
Yeah.
It's few and far between now for that because, you know, as the cost of doing these things keeps going up, the tip is potential tip chances goes down because we're already at like $10,000 or $8,000.
18% is already added to the top.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not never.
But yeah. No, it's tough, man. It's a good question, El Fuego.
But whatever you feel like, they did a wonderful job.
Yeah, I mean, listen, no one is going to kick away a 20. No one is. I mean, the emergency 20. No one kicks away a 20. Here's 20. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fantastic. Go and everyone always says the same thing. Go buy you guys some beers. That is the one tip I'll give you. Don't tell someone to go buy themselves some beers. Lunch on me. That's cool. Like that's a good one. A lot of people like to say that.
I'm going more than $20 because lounge now.
Yeah, exactly.
$30.
They give you 20s. Hey man, here's some lunch on me. I love that one. That one's a good line. The alcohol one, not so much. Not that I don't drink and I'm not bougie that way, but I think that one's set in poor taste.
Like if I say, hey man, this is 20, buy some coffee.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I don't mind. Get some breakfast, get some lunch.
But you don't drink coffee.
I don't care. I'm not insulted by it.
I just 20 for the beer.
Look. If you're an alcoholic, don't just think I'm an alcoholic too.
No, but you just say thank you.
Thank you, man. Thanks is. I mean, if thanks is a good one.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's.
I like when people say, "Hey, man, thank you so much. You guys did a wonderful job." That's fantastic.
Great questions tonight, guys. We had a little bit of show and tell, which was always fun.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. All right, I got one last one coming in here. Hold on. He says, if I had to pick one stereo, which would it be? The DX7 or the 95? Well, the 9500 is a floating screen, so that's not those are not compatible questions to ask. So if I have a 9500 space where I can do a floating screen, I'm buying the Kenwood 1058. So that's that. I'm buying a 1058. Those are my choices: 1058, 9500. Because there's a 9000 or something like that that's compatible with the 9907. And there again, 9907, I think you can get a 908 now because you don't need whatever the 907. So I honestly, I get a 1058. I always get a 1058. So that's it. You guys are great.
All right, somebody say, Brad says right there.
Oh yeah, Arc Audio 606 if you really need power. Yes, that's the other thing too when we're talking about Audison versus Arc. They do have a really big DSP amplifier.
I just want to put it out because don't grab it from the other one. So just go grab it from the battery. Yeah.
Your floating screen will float away. Yeah. All right, listen guys, that's the show. We would like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Great questions. You guys did a wonderful job of that, so thank you so much. If we missed your question, I'm sorry. We get to do this again next Saturday, or this Saturday, I should say. So we'll be back doing your Saturday. Of course, Friday, we will have the news, which we do not answer your questions. We just talk about cool things that are happening in car stereo, and we give you our opinion on them, because why not? And, of course, you can always find us on Instagram at DNF. 5-star on Instagram. 5 minutes with 5-star.
Number 5. Bro.
Number 5. Johnny 5 is alive.
Not 5-star Dean.
Not 5-star Dean. Yeah.
5-star car stereo.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, Arc Audio, Audio Control, Moscone, Gladen, Focal, all those good guys. We wouldn't have a show, or just be a really bad one. Either way, you guys go forth, be married. It's Monday night. The week has just started, and we're rolling deep, baby.
Or I don't know. Not throwing deep.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta hurry to get home. I gotta catch some football. Not. You guys have a wonderful night. We will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Fade to black.